Metacognition, thinking about thinking. Higher order strategies for selecting and monitoring mental operations facilitate creative and critical thinking. Metacognition involves selecting and monitoring mental operations which are essential for creative and critical thinking. By developing higher order strategies for selecting and monitoring mental operations, learners can become more proficient in creative and critical thinking. Good morning, everyone. I am Rowena Sabinorio, and together with Mr. Tracy Dumasig, we are here to present to you the fifth psychological principle in learner-centered teaching. Description. Metacognition is the ability to be aware of and regulate one's own thinking processes. It involves thinking about how you think, understand, and solve problems. The higher order strategies for selecting and monitoring mental operations encompass a range of techniques that individuals can use to manage their thought processes. These strategies involve setting goals, planning, monitoring, evaluating, and adjusting one's thinking to achieve desired outcomes. Metacognition is the ability to think about and regulate one's own thoughts. So teaching metacognitive strategies can improve learners' performance at school. So in a simplified definition of metacognition, it is thinking about thinking. But metacognition also encompasses the regulation of these thoughts and the ability to change them. Here are the importance of metacognition in learner-centered teaching. First, it helps students become self-directed learners, improve cognition in all students, facilitates creative and critical thinking, optimizes cognitive processes, and develops learners' critical thinking and self-regulation ability. Metacognition is an essential component of learner-centered teaching as it helps students become aware of their own thinking and learning processes. Metacognition also facilitates creative and critical thinking, optimizes cognitive processes, and develops learning, thinking, and self-regulation ability. Therefore, incorporating metacognitive practices in learner-centered teaching can help students become more engaged, motivated, and effective learners and improve their overall academic performance.
So, theory that support this principle is the metacognitive theory. It is a theory of knowledge that is interested in how humans can actively monitor and regulate their own thought of processes. So, John Flavel is an American developmental psychologist that is introduced the concept of the metacognition in the 1970s. It is crucial in the learner-centered psychology as it empowers students to reflect on their own learning processes. It enhances also the self-awareness, critical thinking, and self-regulation, aligning perfectly with the learner-centered approach, emphasis on individualized, reflective, and active learning. Teachers can integrate metacognition into subject content by helping students think about how they are learning as they learn subject-specific material. Create a supportive classroom environment that encourages students to take the risk, make mistakes, and learn from them. This can help students develop their metacognitive skills and become more self-directed learners. Teachers can model metacognitive practices by thinking aloud and demonstrating how to plan, monitor, and evaluate one's own learning. This can help students understand how to apply metacognitive strategies in their own learning.
Additional information on metacognition, thinking about thinking. The application of metacognition in learner-centered teaching is essential for developing students' metacognitive skills. By fostering metacognition, teachers can help students become aware of their own thinking and proficient in choosing appropriate thinking strategies for different learning tasks. This in turn can facilitate creative and critical thinking, optimize cognitive processes, and help students become self-directed learners.